Alright, we are back and better than ever with a new course review. Today we are playing Upland Hills. This is a really short course, par 70, only 5,500 yards. I used to play it a lot, and they had to change two of the par 4s into par 3s, but then they just changed the two biggest par 4s into par 5s, so there's some really short par 5s here. They used to be par 4s, but let's get into it. Alright, here we go. Par 4 first. Love this opening hole. Little water hazard to the left. Try and just hit an iron down the right side. Leave myself quite a bit in though, so 5-iron to the front part of the green. Pin all the way in the back. Put it all the way up this hill, but leave myself a good tester and not going to get down, so 3-putt on the very first hole. Not the best start. Love this par 3 as well. Downhill. Green slopes severely back to front. This putt just didn't give it any chance to break the right way. We'll tap in for par, move on to the par 4 third. This one is short hold, but dog legs left, so just trying to get an iron in play here, but have to punch it under these trees. Have to go up the right side in the bunker here, so hit too big of a bunker shot. Skull it a little bit over the green. Coming right at you. Good chip though to save at least the bogey, and we'll get that one in. Alright, like I said, one of these short par 5s that used to be a par 4, only 433. Hit a hybrid and still have an iron on this par 5, but pull it long left, almost to the other tee box, or the next tee box, but hit a great chip shot. It literally hits the pin, and we're gonna have a tap in birdie. Moving on to the par 4 fifth. Another great little hole here. Water on the right side in front of the green. Hit a hybrid. Kind of have some tree trouble, so hit a pitching wedge. Again, pull it a little long and left. You can see some thick rough on this course. Certain parts get caught up in it, so just barely trickling on the green. Leaving myself a really long par putt. It's curling the right way, but just leaving it short. So another bogey, making some sloppy bogeys in this start. Alright, par 5 here. Legit par 5, 550. Again, some really thick rough. Just chop it out of here for a layup. Put a good yardage on it, but just a little off. Leave myself really not a good birdie look, really just trying to lag it on up there for par, and we'll do that. Another nice little par 3. Hit a nice 9-iron right at the pin. Have a nice birdie look this time, right up the hill, and just breaks away. Alright, nice little par 4 here, the 8th. Going back towards the clubhouse here. Hit a good drive. Hit a 50-degree to pin high. Another good look here. Just not really making any putts. Got to get something going on this par 3 9th. Here's one of the par 4s that they had to switch to a par 3. Go almost in the water here onto the right side, but hit a great chip to get another up and down for par. The par 3 10th, the other hole that they had to turn into a par 3, but these par 3s actually work. I really like the 9th, and this 10th is, a pretty short hole, but still a solid par 3. As you can see, another birdie look just sliding by. We get to the par 4 11th, a really tough hole on this course with water on the left side. I don't even pull it left of the water, hit somebody's house, go OB, then hitting a nice cut this time, but still almost go in the water. Have a terrible stance. Trying to just get this somewhat up on the green. pull it way long and left. Hit another decent chip down the hill. But this one will be for a double bogey. I'm still not going to get it to drop, so whew, triple's going to derail the round there. But still some short holes, so par 4, 12th here, kind of drivable. Kind of cut it though up into the wind, but nice pitch. And finally get a good birdie look to drop. So let's get some momentum. Nice bounce back after that triple. Here's the other pretty legit par 5. Almost 500 yards, so hit driver. End up on the left side here. Put it in the bunker. Hit a chunky bunker shot. Pretty bad actually, so not going to get another birdie look on this par 5. But we'll lag it up there for a par. Move over to the par 4, 14th. Another short par 4. Again, really short course. So I hit a nice driver up the left side. But again, you can see some pretty thick rough. Makes me go long of the green here, even though I have just a little pitch shot. And a good chip, but doesn't go down the hill as much as I thought it would. Leaves a tricky par save to keep the momentum up. Oh my gosh, cannot get a lot to drop, so another bogey. We head over to the par 3, 15th. Nice par 3 here. Hit it to the back part of the green. Hit a nice putt. And then finally get one to drop out of nowhere. This one, I don't know exactly what happened. I didn't quite get the tee shot, but this is the really short par 4. Or it used to be par 4, now par 5, 16th. It's only 420 yards, so hit driver. I believe that was an 8 iron. So this is an eagle putt. Just leaving it short, but tap in birdie. Par 3, 17th here. Hit it to the middle of the green. Another long birdie look. That's coming up way short on this one though. But a lot of tap-in pars that we'll take. Last hole, nice finishing hole, goes right back towards the clubhouse. There's water in the front left. Hit driver to only have a pitch shot left, but don't hit a good pitch shot on the fringe, on the front fringe here. Last birdie look. Again, leaving it short. We'll tap in for par. So 73, 3 over with a triple. 3 out of 12 fairways is not going to get it done. Like I said, this is a really easy course. They're basically giving you 2 shots because really should be a par 68. But it does have its defenses. You know, it has a couple water hazards, really tight fairways, and actually has some pretty thick rough in certain spots. So, all right, now on to my favorite 3-hole stretch. We're going to call this one the Hoagie Roll. It's the 15th, 16th, 17th, the 2 par 3s on the back with the now really short par 5, you know, sandwiched right in between them. So I think it's just a really kind of solid finishing holes that are going to kind of make or break your round. If you make that birdie on that par 5, and if you survive those par 3s, you know, you'll have a good finish. As far as my favorite individual hole, I like the 5th. I don't know why I like this hole so much. It's just another short par 4, but it turns to the right. There's water in the front right, so you can't just try and blast driver. It might go all the way into the water. It leaves you kind of that wedge, that downhill shot over the water. The green, you know, still slopes back to front, so it's just a tricky little hole. Lastly, I'm going to give this an overall grade of a B. It is a nice course. I do like it. It is just pretty mid as far as conditions and things like that. The difficulty is obviously really easy just because of the distance, but like I said, it does have its defenses, and it will, you know, test you enough. All right, that is it. We'll be back with a new course review soon. Later.